Nobody's looking at my stuff anyway, so I don't care. My argument for that is, if you don't speak up for everybody's rights, you better be ready for your own rights to be trampled when you least expect it.
Every phone call, every email, would you say every text?
Every text.
A $2 billion data center is reportedly being constructed for the U.S. National Security Agency.
Massive data silos track and sort every moment of your digital life, revealing how you think and what you believe.
There is an uproar about how much data the government is collecting about citizens online.
It is a tool to fight terrorism. Is that really all it is?
You can't necessarily have the frank, free flow of information if you have to fear that you're being watched.
And historically, we know that when they collect activity and surveil this activity, it is used against activists all the time.
There are so many laws on the books. There are so many statutes out there that you actually probably are doing something wrong. And if somebody is motivated against you and has access to that information, then it can be used against you. So when you start saying, I'm not doing anything wrong, and it's okay for them to be looking at my information, you better be really sure of that.
Why is this protection important? Because with unlimited authority, officials inevitably find wrongdoing. Remember, witch hunts always find witches.
If you use a cell, a computer, or walk outside, the FBI now considers you a terrorist suspect with no right to privacy.
They don't care about terrorism. They want to spy on their political enemies.
If Joe McCarthy had access to the NSA's tools, what could have been done with it? How many more lives could have been ruined?
I'm particularly disturbed by the thought that NSA is getting all of our digital communication. Everybody. That's very bad. It's the infrastructure for a police state.
But as much as we all want the country to be safe, want the authorities to be on top of it, are we really willing to have the government consider each and every one of us a terrorist? You see, that's essentially what's happening.
Does that only apply to U.S. citizen that's overseas, or does that apply to U.S. citizen that's here?
I'd have to go back. I'm not certain whether that was addressed or not.
So that we have clarity here, he is not certain whether it was addressed, whether our government can kill our own people inside our own country.
Some have argued that the president is required to get permission from a federal court before taking action against a United States citizen. This is simply not accurate. Due process and judicial process are not one and the same.
The NSA is using metadata as, quote, the primary method to locate targets for lethal drone strikes. In other words, metadata is being used right now by the United States government to target people for killing. As in, don't worry, they're not listening to your phone calls, they're just running an algorithm to determine whether they're going to blow someone up.
And in the surveillance state, democracy itself is dead.
One of the basic rights is the right to privacy.
The government has stealthily acquired the ability to destroy privacy. And soon a generation of Americans will come of age, children born in the past 4 or 5 years, who will never know what privacy means.
But it's our fault. Specifically, it's your fault if that's how you feel about it. But that's just me.
We need to end mass, suspicionless surveillance.